Hi, champs. Welcome back again to all of you in the another Sunday live session. So today I'm excited to introduce our special guest, Sir Tanveer Ikram, and who is highly experienced educator and technology expert, currently serving as the head of IT and a faculty member of BITS Pilani. So with a background of in computer science and engineering, Sir has a wealth of knowledge in the field of STEM and machine intelligence. So today, Sir will be sharing his insight and the knowledge on STEM and machine intelligence basics, providing valuable information. So in between, if you have any question, you can ask your question in the live chat, and Sir will be happy to take your question. So thank you so much, Sir, for joining.
Thank you very much. Hi, and very good morning. So, I'm very happy to meet all of you today. And let us start. Today's focus will be on machine learning. Let me go through these slides, what I'll be going through today. So, I'll be just talking in brief about what is science, engineering, technology, artificial intelligence, machine learning. And then we will go to the topic of machine learning. We'll see how it works and what are things we can do it. And then what is the procedure is followed once we go into machine learning. And after that, I'll show you the real-time examples, how the industry works and how the work is being done in the industry in machine learning. Okay, now let us start with what is science, engineering and technology, artificial intelligence and machine learning. Like the humans, when they came to this earth, they might have seen all around them natural things like water, plants, air, mountains, sky. All the things what they have seen at that time, all are the natural things. But after that, the humans, they started developing something, manufacturing something. So those are the engineering part of it. So science, once we see the basic definition of science, science is the study of nature. And let us take it as example that like we have a stove and over that suppose we put water to boil, we will find that some steam will come out from water, and then if there's a cover over that vessel, suddenly we will find that the vessel start moving from its place. So humans, they might have seen this, always it is happening. So they would have realized that whenever we make water hot, after that there will be a generation of steam, and steam is the one which generates pressure, and pressure is the one which tries to take the cover away from the vessel. So we have understood, okay, so this is a natural principle that we have made, that whenever there will be a stream, there will be a pressure, and pressure can do some work. So this is a basic principle of science. And what we did, we kept water in a big quantity and heat the water, and after that a big amount of steam is generated, and we use that steam to run an engine. So now engine was not there in the nature. Engine is the one which the humans, they have created, they have made. So anything which the humans made is the engineering. Science is the basically that whatever is the nature and we study the nature, that will give us the principles or the the laws of science. And after that, we use those laws and principles to develop, to design something, to design a solution, and we manufacture the things, then it becomes engineering. And technology, that once we have some design and we use different methods or processes, technologies, or the things to manufacture it in some way that it is easily available for the mankind. Although the things which you use in technology that are also created by engineers, but once we join different processes, methods, machinery all together and develop something at the cheapest possible way so that it should be available to all mankind, then it becomes technology. Then we come to artificial intelligence, any technique which enables computer to mimic human behavior. Anything what the humans are doing, if the same thing computers also can do, or the robots also can do, or the machines can also do, then we call it artificial intelligence. Artificial means something which is not natural. So humans, when they think, their intelligence is natural. But if the same thing what the humans are doing, if machines are able to do or they are capable to do, then we will call it artificial intelligence. Now, what intelligence generally we use? We use our eyes to see the things. We listen the things from our ears, and we can understand what kind of sound is coming. And we use our tongue to speak. We touch the things where we can identify, okay, it is hot or it is cold. So these are the different things. Mind has the capacity to think and take decisions. All these things, if the machines or the robots or computers they are able to do, then we call it artificial intelligence. Any technique which enables computers to mimic human behavior, it means if behavior becomes something like humans, then that work will be called as artificial intelligence. Machine learning, artificial intelligence is overall, and machine learning is the subset of artificial intelligence. That also is the thing which supports artificial intelligence. And machine learning and artificial intelligence together give many areas: vision, autonomous vehicles, robotics, natural language processing. So, if we define machine learning, we can say that it's a subset of artificial intelligence which use statistical methods. Statistical methods are basically computer mathematics to enable machines to improve their experiences. Like what the human behavior is, we can develop that kind of behavior, but we use statistical methods, we use mathematics to come to some conclusion. The way the humans are able to think, humans are able to do the things, then it becomes machine learning, which is becoming very popular these days. And there could be a possibility that in future a lot of work will be taken over by machine learning, and there could be a very big demand. And this is one of the carriers which we can think of, or we can think of joining it. But for many people, it is a little bit complex thing. Once we talk about machine learning, it is true that once we go into mathematics, the things become a little bit complex. But for children, for students, I try to make things as simple as possible, because this is not the right time and place that we can think of going too deep into it, because you are all school students. Okay, I try to make things as simple as possible for all of you. Like once the child starts growing, he starts thinking, he see the things all around it, and once it starts growing, especially if it goes at the age of 3 or 4, it starts asking, what is this, what is this, what is this? And we keep on replying, okay, this is a cat, this is a dog, this is a lion. So that is the time that learning starts. So here what it is written here, learning and improving through experience is a fundamental aspects of human nature. Learning starts when you are born, and once you die, at that time the learning stops. Everything you see is learning, everything you hear is learning, everything you go through experience is learning. As infants, we start with zero knowledge and skills, but we quickly acquire them and become more proficient each day. However, did you know that the computers can do the same thing? Machine learning combines computer science and statistics to enable computers to learn how to perform a specific task without being explicitly programmed to do so. Okay, this is theoretical part. You don't have to worry much, but it was important just to let you know. Okay, now let us do a comparison between a memory and the brain. Like in computer, you have a hard disk or you have a pen drive or different kind of memories are there. Memories store data. Similarly, our mind is also a kind of memory which starts storing data the moment a person is born, and it keeps on storing data till death. And it's a huge memory. We can't imagine that how huge memory the children's or the humans they have. So human the children's, like, once let us take that how the child knows that this animal is sitting is a lion. So he sees from the eyes, he sees something is there, then somebody, the parents, tell him, okay, this is a lion. Now this image what is going in the mind of the child, now it has a tag also. It has a tag of lion. Same thing, now this is going into the mind of the child. If there is a possibility that this image, what the child is watching, we can just take it on camera and put it into a pen drive and name it as lion. So now whatever in the mind, the same thing is in our pen drive or in our hard disk. And this, there is a possibility that you might watch lion on television. You might not have seen in reality. So here also there's one image which will go to your mind. So there is another image which is going to go into your mind. Or you can save it into a pen drive. You can just take a photo. So now you have two images. Both were the images of lion. One image was like this. Another image was like this. Now the third one. Now the third image also, you saw this. And then it again goes into your mind. People say lion, lion, see, there's a lion. So again, we have the image, and then we can put it that this is a lion, and same thing can be done in our hard disk or in our pen drive. So now a lot of images are going into our mind. Similarly, a lot of images can be there in our hard disk. There is a possibility that we can have many images. Like once our mind can view 3D images, like we can just all, like the line is coming, it is moving, it is rotating, all we can go and everything goes into memory. Like a video also can go into a memory. Similarly, it can also go into a hard disk or a pen drive. So there are many now images in the mind. Now if the new image will come, immediately the mind will recognize that this is a lion, because the mind already has seen the different images of lion, and it can always compare, okay, this is the kind of image what is there in the mind or what the we have seen. Immediately it will identify that this is a lion. Now how the computer works, suppose we put this image into a computer, and now computer already has these images. Now this image, when we will enter into the system, it will go and compare this image offline with other images in the database, and it will try to match. And now, once it finds that this image and this image are same, so the accuracy with 100% confidence, it will say it is a lion. But suppose this image is not there, so the computer will search for other images. Now it will go and see that this image, like suppose this image, and we have this line image. Now computer will compare these two images, looks like same, and it uses statistical methods because the computer doesn't understand the images, it understands the numbers. So now this image and this image looks little bit similar. Now it says 95%, the computer will be confident that this is an image of lion. So this is our mind thinks. The same way the computers can also think, and we can identify that, okay, this is a lion. Okay, let us see some real-time example how in real time the things work. Okay, now let us move to one program. Let me go to some program, and now I am going to run. Okay, let me open some images also. Okay, let me make it big. So here we have an image of a monkey. Okay, you see here. Okay, why we are able to recognize that this is a monkey? This is a monkey because in our memory we have a lot of images of monkey in our mind, which we have seen earlier, and our mind is storing. Sometimes the old people, they lose the memory. They are not able to identify what are the things in front of them. But that generally happens in the old age. Now, once we can immediately recognize this is a monkey. Now let us see that how computer in artificial intelligence, it recognizes that this is a monkey. So we go and for a program. Okay. So here you see here, I am just importing an image of monkey, which I have shown you just now. And now let me run this program. What it is going to use a service of recognition of Amazon Web Services. We will go later in detail of this. This is not the time. Let us see what gives it back to us. Okay. It gives a lot of information to us that what computer identify. Computer says name. It says it is an animal. It is true, it is an animal. 100% confidence. Then it says it is a mammal. It is true, it is a mammal. And then it says it is a monkey. Okay, here, you see here, this is monkey. Confidence level 100%. It means that this image matches 100% in the database. It means database, the same image is there. So the confidence level is 100% in it. So this is the way that the animals we can recognize. And how it is happening? It is happening because we are checking this image with the database. Now let us, I have to show you some other examples also. So let us go only for one example. Now let us move on our slides. Okay, another example that how we can identify the things. For example, imagine you need a computer that can differentiate between images of dogs and cats. In college, a lot of students, they do projects to identify that. the difference between a cat and dog. You could design by showing it pictures and labeling them as either a dog or a cat. So suppose you can have two images, dog and cat, and you can develop a project where you can identify through machine learning which one is cat and which one is dog, and after that you can put a label over them. Okay, this is a cat and this is a dog. The computer will be able to identify and give you the name to it. Suppose you put two images, cat and dog, and you want to identify whether it is a cat or dog. So you can develop a program. A computer program for machine learning will then search for statistical patterns within the data that allow it to identify a cat or a dog in the future. We will not go into deep into statistical patterns. You just listen that there's something called a statistical pattern at the moment. It may discover that the cats have shorter noses and the dogs come in a wider range of sizes, and it will then represent this information numerically and organize it in the space. What the computer will do, computer will check the difference between the noses of cats and dogs, and that is the main point from where it will be able to identify. And it can also see that sizes of the dogs are a little bit bigger than the cats. Crucially, it is the computer, not the programmer, that identify these patterns and establishes the algorithm that sorts future data. So here, not the programming, we are not doing the programming, it is the computer which is basically identifying these difference between a cat and a dog. We can also, like, we can have a lot of images and we want to differentiate between both, that where are the cats. So we can have a line drawn between cats and dogs. One straightforward but highly effective algorithm is to find the optimal line that separates the cats and dogs. When presented with a new picture, the computer checks which side of the line it falls on and classifies it as either a cat or a dog. However, mistakes can occur. More data the computer receives, more it can refine its algorithm and leading to more accurate predictions. So we will not go into complex terms at this moment. So where the machine learning is being used, machine learning is already widely used in various applications such as facial recognition, text to speech recognition, spam filters, online shopping, viewing recommendation, and credit card fraud detection. Okay, we will take face recognition. We have just now taken that we can identify what it is. Now we will take the example of text to speech, that we can identify what kind of text it is, and then we will be able to write it, and after that we will be able to speak it also. So okay, let me go with another example. Okay, now this is a program which is using services of AWS again, and now upload and see what it has. Now whatever you write by hand, the computer will be able to recognize, like you can read anybody's copy, who has written what. You can read the handwriting. Similarly, computer also can read the handwriting. Okay, now let us see. Okay, now here, this is my writing of my child. You see here, height of hall is 6 meter. This is written by a child. And now what it has done through machine learning, it can identify anybody's writing, that height. And now what it has done, it has extracted this height of the hall is 6 meter here. Height of the hall is 6 meter. So it can read anybody's writing and can convert into, or it can type it into English. Now let us read it. and I want to read it in Hindi. So what it will do, it can translate it into Hindi, and then I want that it should tell me in Hindi. Like suppose you have a book, and your book is, suppose you have a social science book, and that book is in English, but you want to listen it in Hindi. So you can do that. So how? Let me see. Let us read.
हॉल की ऊंचाई 6 मीटर है.
So what it has done? See, height of the hall is 6 meter. It has translated into Hindi. हॉल की ऊंचाई 6 meter है, and it has changed it into voice, and it can tell me what it is.
हॉल की ऊंचाई 6 मीटर है.
Okay, so this is one way. Let me take one more example. Okay, now let me read this.
तंत्रिका कोशिकायां न्यूरॉन्स मस्तिष्क स्पाइन लॉर्ड और तंत्रिकाओं में मौजूद.
Okay, so you see here, it has translated this into Hindi. So we can do it in many languages, like hundreds of languages. We can do the translation. What we have to do, we just have to change the things here in the program. You see here is it is Hindi. I can change it into other languages also, any language, French, German, Italian, and voice here is of Aditi. This is already programmed. So this, I just told you how the things work in the industry. So today, what is happening that machine learning researchers are combining statistics and computer science to develop algorithms that can solve more complex problems more efficiently using less computing power. From medical diagnosis to social media, potential of machine learning to transform our world into incredible. Word is incredible. So, now we have 3 minutes remaining. So, instead of going this, let me see if there are any questions you want to ask. Let us have, let me see the chat. So, if anybody have any questions, you can ask now. Okay, if I couldn't get any question, then what I will do, I will just finish my last slide. And after that,
Uh,
also, we,
Sorry
yes,
to interrupt. Sir, I have a
sure,
question.
yes.
So the services which you are using, is it paid?
Okay, for 1 year, it is free for students. Anybody who joins there and not using for a business purpose, using just for learning, for 1 year, all services, most of the services of AWS are free, but after 1 year, there's a charge for them.
And if I want to use all the services which you are
Using.
demonstrating, then if I want to use, then how can I?
Okay, for this you have to make a AWS account, and there you have to enter your details, and you will have to enter your bank details. And after that, you will get a user ID password, and then you can use all these services. And quite huge number of things they give free. Of course, once for translation, you can translate up to 1,000 pages, and if you translate more than 1,000 pages, then there might be charges for that. So 1,000 pages are more than sufficient in 1 month. So you can do a lot of practice through that. So it's quite good to learn, and a lot of jobs are there in the market to There are not too many people who knows these technologies, so you can learn all these things. If anything, you can always contact me, or students can contact you. I'll be happy to help you out. So, should we end the session, or should
Uh,
I show the last slide also?
yeah, sir. That's laid out.
Okay, fine. Okay, just to summarize that whole how the machine learning works, how to recognize and sort different types of fruit using machine learning. So, first thing is that we gather the data. To begin, we need to gather data to train our machine learning model. We can do this by taking pictures of different types of fruits from different angles and lighting conditions. We can also label each image what the corresponding fruit type. Like what we have taken the images of a lion, you can take the children can take images of different fruits, train the model. Next, we can train our machine learning model using the labeled fruit images. We can use a technique called supervised learning where the model learns to recognize the pattern in images and associate them with the correct fruit label. After that, we will train our model. We will give these images to a computer so that our computer can learn. Test the model. Once the model is trained, we can test it using new images of fruits that it has not seen before. For example, we can show the model a picture of a new type of fruit like grapefruit and see if it correctly did identifies it as a fruit and correctly categorize it as a type of citrus fruit. So after that, we will give a fruit to the computer and try to find out whether the computer can recognize that fruit or not. Refine the model based on the results of our testing. We can refine the model by tweaking its parameters and retraining it with additional data. For example, we might need to adjust the lighting conditions or camera angle to improve the accuracy of the model. Suppose the computer is not able to identify the fruits, we have to give more data, more images, more clear conditions to computer. Use the model, and once we find our model is working, and then we will be able to finally use our model for final outcomes. Finally, we can use our machine learning model to sort different types of fruits automatically. For example, we could build a robot that uses the model to identify or sort different types of fruit as they come down in a conveyor belt in the factory. In the packaging factory, we can use it. A robot will be able to identify and pick the same fruits and put it into a bucket. So that's all for today's session. This is all from my side. So now I hand over to Ankit.
Yeah. So thank you so much, sir, for your outstanding presentation.
Welcome.
And champs, I hope that you find this session informative and engaging. And once again, thank you so much, sir, for your sharing your expertise and valuable insight.
No worries. Welcome.
And champs, if you have
See
any
you.
question, you can also ask anytime in the comment section. Sir will be happy to take your question. Okay. So bye. See you in the next session.
Bye.